How are you, buddy? Nice to meet you. I'm Mitch. This is a pleasure. I've been a big fan of you and you guys for a long time.
Hey Mitch, lovely to meet you, man. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I was just saying the magic of time zones means that the sun has not yet risen here, but I'm all good. It's exciting getting to release an album. You know,
I know. An album in a COVID era. It feels right. I mean, that's just, did time stop for you, or did you just keep working through? Did you power through? Or, I mean, like everyone and creatives, I feel like a lot of us had a slump and sort of felt no creative juices flowing, or did the album come from that period for you?
Yeah, the album, we actually started the album before lockdown, and had this idea of making a big kind of escapist pop album about, you know, taking yourself to other places via like dreams and technology and your imagination. So it was kind of perfect thing to be working on as the pandemic hit and we went into lockdown. We had enough stuff started that we could keep going with that, and then just kept writing, and the album became this slightly mad, futuristic, weird science fiction, basically. It became like a bit of a sci-fi, and we decided, right, this album's going to be a sci-fi record. We're going to make it really, really collaborative, because we're all super isolated at the moment. So how can we, stay in touch with everyone and make the kind of album that we would never normally make? So, I was working with writers that I've met along the way over Zoom, and when we could get in the studio, we would, and the guys in the band were sending their parts in from home. Like Woody was in his little shed recording drums, and Kyle was set up like a vocal booth at home with a duvet and it was everything you would expect from a lockdown album. But there's a track where we basically just give the album over to Riz Ahmed, the amazing actor and rapper, and he just does this like amazing sort of piece that sums up the whole album. And yeah, with him, that was done entirely over like correspondence and over the internet. So
wow, and that's in the album. Is it like an interlude, or does it start it?
Yeah, it's the track before "Shut Off the Lights" on the album, and it's I'm like a huge fan of his. So we sent him the album, and he was really into it. He liked that it was a kind of interesting pop album that's sort of trying to talk about complicated topics, and he was really up for writing something. So I said, there's a track on Frank Ocean's Blonde that where Andre 3000 just takes over the album.
Yeah.
I love that track so much. So that was kind of our reference, and I was like, dude, do whatever you want. And he came back with this like really amazing, beautiful, kind of intimate piece about like intimacy in the context of the mad science fiction world that it sometimes feels like we live in. So yeah, he sort of, it's that slightly scary thing as a writer where you're like, here's what we've done.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna send something back that's way better than anything you've ever said. So it was very much that. But yeah, man. And then this song "Shut Off the Lights" is kind of, it's like, I guess, a moment of humanity and sort of reality, and there's no way to say it without sounding cheesy, but kind of like being present, rather than losing yourself in your kind of mad future fearing anxieties, which a lot of the rest of the album is about.
So you guys did the album artwork is so cool. You know what it reminds me of? It's kind of like those AI generated images. I don't know if you've seen them online, but you give a computer a word and then it creates an image based off what it think it would look like. They're so creepy and so weird, but it's giving me that energy. It's so cool.
Thank you, man. Yeah, we worked with some digital artists, and that's been really fun as well with this album, making music videos. Like I directed a video for one of the tracks, and we're actually shooting the video for "Shut Off the Lights" today.
Oh, nice.
But I think because the album is, it's about like our relationship with technology, for better or worse, and it's about escapism, into like films and video games and into imagination. So there's it's really rich like topics to talk about. So it's been fun bouncing off other creatives and coders and programmers and people who are trying to do sort of future leaning experiments.
Bastille's out there in the future, out in Black Mirror for music.
Exactly. This is our episode of Black Mirror.
I think that is so cool. That's ambitious, though. Like, whose idea was it, or is this something that you've always wanted to toy with, or is it something that interests you? Sci-fi gaming, is that where your interests lie, or is this something fresh for you?
No, not really. Weirdly, not at all. Like, I'm not a gamer. Like some of the other guys are. I think I'm just really interested in like the ways that we all escape our own minds for a bit, the way that we escape our lives, and we all have like our loves, our passions, our vices, and I think these last couple of years have been so interesting. And obviously, we started writing an album about our relationship with technology, and it's the way that it's just now a part of every single bit of our lives, and or nearly every bit of our lives, and that's kind of interesting to me because it can be amazing and it can be really twisted in a lot of ways, and when we're all kind of living
yeah.
But so I guess that's kind of the reality of now. But often it now kind of feels like like we're living in a science fiction. The language of like pandemics and lockdowns and quarantines and zooming everybody, like it is like some mad
sci-fi. It is.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of where it came from. It's and it just was a nice excuse to sort of really heavily lean into like a real retro futuristic sound. Like we messed with my voice quite a lot on this record and tried loads of different sort of sounds and genres and collaborations and it was really fun. I think it was us just wanting to have that weird sci-fi moment. Like the next thing we'll do will be completely different again, but it just felt like if we're going to look back at a career, hopefully, and have made a very futuristic science fiction album, the time we all had to live through a pandemic and basically spend 60% of our time staring at ourselves and other people down our laptops, that's probably the time to have made it, right?
Yeah, we'll all be sitting in jars, heads in jars, just floating, being like, yep, Bastille predicted it. Yeah, they got it right in 2022. I remember that record. Yeah, they hit the nail on the head. What is your escape? Like, I know it's been really bad, and I'm trying to work on it this year, but I'm hooked on TikTok, and also, social media, it's designed to hook you in. But I will just wake up, and my first instinct is to go to my phone. And, why? I could go for a walk, have a shower, have a coffee, but I'm, like, addicted to that hit of my phone as soon as I wake up. That's a habit I'm trying to break. It's bad.
Yeah, me too. We talk about phone addiction on the album, but like not out of any place of judgment. Like I am the worst for that. I think it's just because it's become everything. It's it's how you chat to your friends. It's your alarm clock. It's your radio. It's your it's your camera with all your photos on it. It's
calendar,
all your social media. It's your newspaper. It's your it's everything. It's where you watch your TV shows and read your books. Like it's your games. Like it. I know I sound like a phone advert, which is
you're about to sell it. Yeah, I know. How much are Apple paying you? Because I want
buy a phone. But it is. It's all that stuff. Like I'm the same. I pick it up to turn off my alarm. And I'm like, oh, I've got a message, and I'll read it, and then you're in. You're sucked. It's like you're trapped. So yeah, that's the thing I'm trying to break. My escape. I don't know. I guess like. I love like films and books. Anything that takes me to a different place, like to a different world.
Have you seen a new one? Anything recently? Have you seen Don't Look Up on Netflix?
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. And feels kind of a lot of the things we're talking about in the album fit quite well with Don't Look Up.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. And what else did I see? The Good Daughter. I just started watching Yellow Jackets. Have you seen that yet?
No, but that's next. I've just finished Succession, and I'm moving on to Yellow Jackets next. That's it for me.
Dude, there's so much good stuff around at the moment. It's a good time. I just watched the new Scream film because when I was a teenager, weirdly, I was quite obsessed.
Oh my god, same. No Scream films. Like I am a part of the Scream cult. Like it is. Was it good? I haven't seen it yet. Oh my god, I rewatched them all in preparation for this new one. Like it's just the best.
I just made all my friends last week rewatch all the films, and basically when I was like 11.
Oh, that's
I
young. That's very young.
Inappropriately young. I know. I think I watched them at like a sleepover or something, and then got completely obsessed. I think because I was like very much not allowed to watch them. So I
the thrill.
World. And it's so weird now watching them back again as an adult, and making through the eyes of like friends and other people who I'm watching it with. I'm like, oh god, because it starts amazingly and it definitely goes downhill.
It does. I know, and I love watching the progression of all the actors and Courtney Cox, and then when she's big on Friends, and I love Scream. I recently rewatched the one where Emma Roberts is the bad guy, and spoiler alert. I mean, you've had plenty of time,
dude,
but
I love that one though. I thought that was great.
Me too.
Cool, yeah. Tell me when you watch the new ones.
I'll DM you. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I think my 11-year-old expectations were potentially a bit too high.
Yeah, I think so. You've set a real high bar.
For what is essentially the fourth sequel in a horror franchise. I don't know,
that repeats the same formula every movie.
And tries to be clever, but whatever.
What can you do? Hey, okay, I got to wrap. We're spending too much time on Scream. I'm going to get in trouble. Tell us about No Bad Days. Brilliant song, such a great tune, and it feels like it is the epitome of everything you've been trying to do in the new album, right?
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's quite a personal song, kind of about losing someone, and. Yeah, we tried to kind of write something that was cathartic, but felt like optimistic as well. And I love Bon Iver and Francis and the Lights, and wanted to make something that was kind of spacious and emotional and quite electronic. But it's also got a piano solo that references Bruce Hornsby. Because there's quite a lot of 80s sounds in the album mixed in with very futuristic sounds as well.
But that's so cool. I love that you've done that. That's so cool.
Thank you, man. Yeah, thanks so much. I mean, for me, normally when we make an album, it's quite a small process. It's me producing with our friend Mark, and it's the guys, and it's just us who make the whole album, write it and do everything. So in this record, it's been really nice having loads of other people on it. Our mate Jack plays that piano solo, and I can hear that bit in the song and be like, "That's my mate Jack."
Yeah.
So just, I don't know, getting to enjoy being a bit more collaborative has been brilliant.
Yeah, amazing. I'm glad it's out. I'm glad we have new stuff from you. 2019, I think, was the last time we heard from you guys. So I'm glad you were back in 2022 with new stuff. And I will watch Scream, and I will DM you, and I will, through the lens of an 11-year-old, I'll watch it through 11-year-old your eyes, and then I'll let you know what I think. But I'm glad you're back on the scene.
Thank you, man. Thanks so much for having us. Good to chat.
Appreciate it.
Love to meet you.